If you were anything like I was early on in my business, you were up late, maybe after the kids are in bed, trying to squeeze in work on your business between responding to corporate emails and researching sleep training techniques or how to get your toddler to eat. You're wondering if you're out of line for wanting more than your corporate career, questioning if you can really pull this off while being present for your family. I've been there, and after banging my head up against a wall many times, I found the secret sauce to making it happen, and I want to share that with you today. Because the secret to building a successful business while being an amazing mom isn't about working harder or longer hours. It's about having the right people in your corner. By the end of this episode, I want you to have a clear roadmap for building your own power team of advisors and supporters who will help you make better decisions, save you precious time, and fast track your success.
Welcome to How to Quit Your Job, a mom's guide to creating a life and business you love. It's a podcast that helps working moms just like you optimize your time, manage your mind, and start a business that helps you create more freedom, flexibility, and yes, fun. I'm business and mindset coach Jenna Reichel, and I offer practical tips to help you ditch the 9-to-5. I've been exactly where you are, and I know what it takes to make the transition without trading one form of burnout for another. So let's get started.
Hi, mom friends. Happy New Year. I'm back from maternity leave with fresh energy and perspective. Last night, I was organizing my schedule, getting everything lined up with our new childcare situation, and it reminded me just how crucial having the right support system is, which is exactly what we're diving into today. And we're going to jump right into it. I first want you to take a minute to think about 5 areas where having support would make the biggest impact in your life right now. And that can be personally or professionally. So maybe it's childcare, maybe it's business operations, maybe it's your social media presence. Heck, maybe it's support with your partner. I think we can all agree that this phase of life is really tough on any relationship. Think about 5 areas where you find yourself spending the most time stressing or researching or worrying, and write them all down. And if you're on the go, which of course you are, send a quick text to yourself. That's my go-to for things I want to remember later, since I'm in my text messages app regularly. And I know we all are. Now, I want you to think about how much time and energy you'd save if you had strategic support in at least one of those areas. And I want to share a few examples from my own life to show you what strategic support looks like in action. First, let's talk about my 4-month-old, Jude. Oh, Jude. He has been the stereotypical second child that they warn you about. People loved to tell me that having an easy first baby tricks you into having a second, and then you're in for a ride. We love Jude, of course, but he's not as easy as my first. He's had stomach issues from the start and hasn't been able to drink my breast milk. With the lens of strategic support, I didn't spend weeks and weeks going down Google rabbit holes about food sensitivities. I reached out to a close friend who I knew went down the same path with her child for more personal, immediate support. And then I met with a diet elimination specialist who was able to answer all of my questions and support me in the ever-evolving journey of feeding a baby with food sensitivities. When my husband and I were banging our heads up against a wall with another sleepless night with Jude, instead of debating with each other about the myriad of decisions, we hired a sleep consultant to just tell us what to do. And as you know, in my business, I've had countless coaches and specialists in different areas that I've leaned on for strategic support in all the phases of business. These people are part of what I call a board of directors. It's a carefully chosen group of mentors, friends, and professionals who help you navigate different aspects of your life and business. These are the people who make it possible to build a business while raising a family. In episode 30, I talk about accountability as being a necessary pillar in starting and growing a business. And these are people who are in your corner, and they are so key to that, not just for accountability, but for expertise in areas that you need more support. Okay, so we have the 5 areas where you could use strategic support in your life. Now, I want you to also consider 5 people in your life who are your biggest fans. These are your initial board of directors, the people who believe in you completely, who light up when you share your dreams, who offer help before you even ask. I encourage you to try and think about not just your closest friends and family, but people who are well connected or mentors that were either in the industry you just left or the industry that you want to enter into. In my board of directors, one of the MVPs is my best friend, Krista. And I know I just said to try not to pick low-hanging fruit like close friends and family, but Krista's not just a friend. She's got a robust network of moms in corporate and has helped consistently with my business, whether it's market research or suggesting topics for the podcast that are relevant to moms in corporate. She actually recommended that I do the episode about layoffs and what to do after layoffs, which is what inspired episode 31. So you can always check that out. But also she shows up in ways that make building a business while raising kids actually possible for me. Before Jude was born, she was here at my house assembling furniture, making supply runs, and her lovely husband still drops off meals randomly. Your board might include that neighbor who's always happy to do an emergency school pickup, maybe that former colleague who sends potential client referrals your way, or the mom friend who gets what you're building and never makes you feel guilty for working on your business during playdates. So I want you to write these people down. These are people that you can lean on early in your business for support.
Hey moms, just jumping in real quick. If what I'm sharing resonates with you and you're ready to make real changes in your life, I'd love to support you. Through my one-on-one coaching program, I help moms just like you create the strategy and accountability needed to build a business and life you love. Ready to explore what's possible? The link to apply for a free strategy session is in the show notes. And if you're not quite ready for coaching, please join our free Mom Entrepreneur Circle, a community of moms who get it. All the links are waiting for you in the show notes. Go to jenna.coach/episode number to check it out. Now, let's get back to today's episode.
So at this point, we have two lists. One list is filled with strategic support we already have, the board of directors, the founding members, and the next is strategic support that is missing. And we're going to talk about how to close this gap to make sure you have all bases covered on the support you need to start and build this business without trading corporate burnout for entrepreneurial burnout. And yes, sometimes that means hiring people, like I talked about earlier with my own strategic support. I know what some of you are thinking because I used to think the same exact thing. My business isn't mature enough for this kind of support, or I can't hire anyone until I have more clients, or I don't even have a business. So of course, Jenna's not talking to me. When I first started my business, I was so hesitant to invest in help. I thought I needed to prove myself first or hit some magical number of clients. But here's what I learned. Those reasons that I used to avoid getting support were exactly why I needed it. Think about it. If your business isn't where you want it to be yet, that's precisely why someone who's been there could be such an asset for you. Someone who can help you navigate the path more quickly and with fewer costly mistakes. Take it from me. Mistakes can be costly. Getting the right support isn't a luxury for when you've made it. It's often the very thing that helps you make it. Waiting until your business is quote unquote ready for support is like waiting until you're in shape to start working out. The support is what gets you there. Working out is what gets you that beach bod. So how do you actually build your board of directors? Start with those 5 names you just wrote down. These are your founding members. Then look at those 5 areas where you need support. Pick one area, just one, and commit to finding someone who can help you with it this week. Maybe it's reaching out to that sleep consultant whose Instagram you've been following, or finally booking a consultation with a business coach. Maybe it's vetting and hiring a VA. That's the very first thing my coach did when she was building her business while still working in corporate, because buying back her time was the most important thing to her while she was still bringing in her corporate salary. And remember, not everyone in your board of directors needs to be a paid professional. But here's what I've learned. When you do invest in expert help, you're not just buying their time. You're buying their experience, their shortcuts, their proven systems. You're buying back hours of your own time that you can spend either growing your business or being present with your family. You're buying fewer decisions you need to make, which is the biggest benefit for me right now. Trust me, fewer decisions is so welcome in my world. Your board will evolve as your needs change. Right now, you might need a babysitter, someone who's available for a couple hours a week or on weekends so you can work on your business when daycare is closed. In 6 months, you might need a social media marketing professional to help you build your brand. The key is to start building these relationships now so you have support ready when you need it. My board has evolved. It used to be filled with old colleagues from my corporate life, and now it's filled with other mom entrepreneurs that I've met through networking. So give it the flexibility and time to evolve as you evolve in your business. Before we wrap up, let's make this actionable. You already have those 2 lists that we talked about, your support needs and your initial board of directors. So here's your homework. This week, reach out to one person on your board. Again, they don't have to know they're on your board of directors, right? But share your appreciation for their support. Then look at one area where you need help and research one expert or resource who could support you there and set up a time to speak with them. Okay? That's it. Just 2 small steps to start building your support system. And listen, the people you hire for your board, depending on the support you need, doesn't always work out. I have countless stories of coaches and professionals that I've hired or mentors that I've tried to tap into for a favor that ended poorly. And I want you to know that's okay. That's part of the process. For every experience that I've had with those people that didn't end the way I thought it would or I wanted it to end, there's still a wealth of learning and experience that I gain in the process. A marketing coach that I worked with that felt like a complete waste of time in the moment, I see now had one of the biggest positive impacts on how I vet coaches before hiring and honestly how I think about marketing and content creation in general. I couldn't see that at the time. I could only see that we spent a lot of time talking about something that didn't end up mattering in my business. But in hindsight, I'm able to see the positive impact. And hey, consider this podcast part of your board of directors. I'm here as a resource, cheering you on every step of the way. All of my contact info is in the show notes. Don't hesitate to reach out and let me cheer you on. And tune in next week. I'm really excited about that episode because I often hear from moms that they don't know what to do. I did a whole episode 6, about what to do if you have no idea what type of business to start. So check that out. But it doesn't necessarily tackle the question of what to do if you're multi-passionate. So next week's episode is for my moms who are passionate about so many things and have so many ideas that it's getting in the way of choosing any one path. If you're stuck because you have too many ideas and interests, you will not want to miss that. Until then, remember, building a business while raising a family isn't about doing it all. It's about building the right support system to help you succeed. You've got this, mama, and you don't have to do it alone. I'll see you next week.
Before we wrap up today's session, I want to talk to the mom who's been nodding along, feeling seen and understood. Maybe you've been thinking about leaving corporate and building your own business, but you're not sure where to start, or if it's even possible with everything else on your plate. I'm here to tell you it's possible. I've helped moms go from a vague business idea to replacing their corporate income, and I've supported others in discovering their passion and signing their first client, all while balancing working in corporate and balancing family. My one-on-one coaching program is intimate support and helps you develop the strategy and accountability you need to move your business forward. As a mom myself, I understand the unique challenges we face in prioritizing our own needs. And that's exactly why I specialize in working with moms just like you. If you're ready to explore what's possible, there's a link in the show notes to apply for a free strategy session. This isn't a pushy sales call. It's a genuine conversation to see if we're a good fit for each other. And if you're not quite ready for one-on-one coaching, you can join our free Mom Entrepreneur Circle, a supportive community of other moms who are on this same journey. The link to join is in the show notes as well. Remember, you don't have to figure this out alone. Whether it's through the podcast, our free community, or working together one-on-one, I'm here to help you create a life and business you love. Now go take that next step. Whether it's big or small, just take it. I'll be here next week with more strategies and support to help you along the way. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of How to Quit Your Job, a mom's guide to creating a life and business you love. If you want to learn more about how I can help you stop making excuses and start making moves, head on over to www.jenna.coach. I'll see you next week.